Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I know that it's been a long while, and I think the last time I made a video here was sometime 10 months ago, and I think about 6 months ago I made a short and saying I'm back to this channel, I'm back to this channel, but nope. I was never back. So anyways, I'm back for real this time. Fingers crossed. But I've just been away because of a lot of reasons, and that's particularly because I moved country, I moved jobs and all of that. So I was previously, those of you who were here before, you should know that I was previously working in Prague, Czech Republic, and then I've moved to London now for a new job, new everything. And so this transitioning and all of that was really stressful for me. And just even before that, there was just a lot going on. There was just a lot going on, and so I decided to just move back a bit. So yeah, that was why I just took this long break, and now I am back, especially because of two reasons. So the first one is because scholarship application cycle is here again. So a lot of, for example, the Erasmus scholarship, a lot of the Erasmus scholarships would be open by end of August, start of September, and all of that. And so we will begin to, I'm already getting a lot of the questions again. Jennifer, I want to apply, Jennifer this, Jennifer that. And so I'm like, okay, I think I need to be back here. And I had a live session on Facebook where I shared both on my Facebook page and my Facebook profile, where I shared that because of the loads of questions that I'm getting, it's time for me to have one-on-one mentorship program with people who are interested in applying for the Erasmus scholarship and other scholarships just in general. And so I would be having one-on-one monthly mentorship sessions. So instead of just having meeting every single person one after the other and all of that, I don't have that time and that strength. So I will combine everything together. So once a month we'll be meeting. If I have extra time on my hands, would meet twice, but what I can at least keep up with at the moment is once. And so generally what we're going to be doing is letting you in on how to write, how to position yourself, things you need to do and set right before submitting your applications, and just generally a bunch of that. And it's going to be really intensive. So if you are interested in applying for the Erasmus scholarship, if you're interested in applying for maybe Chevney or any other scholarship, go ahead and join. It's free, like totally free. Go ahead and join. So the links would be in the description box. Go ahead and join, register. So once every month I'm going to be sending out the links, and then the day that I would choose, you guys would just join, would have a live session, which would equally be recorded, would have live sessions. I'll answer your questions, any concerns that you have. We'll talk generally through your applications, through all the questions that you have. I'll take you through every single one of it. Aside that, I would not be having the time to be having regular one-on-one and all of that because of a bunch of reasons, like my job and other personal stuff. I might not have that time, to be honest. I might not have that time. So that's why I'm dedicating this particular time. So in terms of when would it be happening, would it be weekends and all of that? To be honest, it's just that I don't know, because sometimes I work during the weekend. So for every month, before it's time for it, like maybe a week before it, I would send out the link. A day before it, I'll send out a reminder, and then we would have the session, which would be live and later be uploaded on YouTube and my other social media and all of that. So generally, if you want to join one-on-one session, if you have questions and all of that, this would be the best place for you to ask me and for me to respond to them, because I have a bunch of people asking me questions in my DM and all of that, and it's quite stressful. I'm just one person trying to manage all of these things, so I would not be able to handle those extra ones. That's why I'm putting this up. Now, that's the first reason why I'm back here. Now, the second reason is that I started a whole new life altogether. Moved countries, started a new job, different job, quit my old job, moved to London for a new one. Everything is just new. And to be honest, I'm considering how this channel would the direction this channel would take moving forward. I'm considering a lot of things. I'm considering incorporating the corporate lifestyle into this, like, yeah, navigating the corporate world. I would also be incorporating things like, climbing the ladder. I would just generally be documenting my own experience, just like how I did with my Erasmus journey and all of that. I would ensure to document that, share some things that I think would be useful to you guys, because I also think that a lot of times we hammer on, the scholarship and all of that, and little attention has been paid to navigating the after school life, after Erasmus, after your scholarship and all of that. Just generally not enough attention has been paid, and that's one thing I want to also dedicate my time to, as much as I've dedicated my time sharing my Erasmus journey with you guys, how I'm navigating it, because I've seen a lot of people also struggle through after finishing their Erasmus, their scholarship and all of that. There is also this struggle that comes with, what do I do next? How do I navigate getting jobs and all of that? I would go ahead to share that. I would also be sharing the just generally, transitioning. I think that's what I would just call it. So I would be sharing that on this channel. There is also another aspect, or rather another direction, that I would also want the channel to incorporate, which is I have just set up a podcast. I think I would call, is it a podcast channel or what? I'm just looking at it here now. So it's called a podcast, I think, podcast session of the YouTube channel. Yeah, so YouTube now have a session which is called the podcast, and so I have set it up. I've set up the podcast channel of my YouTube, or podcast session, or whatever it is called, but of my YouTube, and it is called the African Corner. I haven't uploaded a video yet, but you should be seeing a video soon, as much as I have the time. Yeah, so generally this session of the YouTube channel would be, let's just call it podcast channel, but it's still under my YouTube. Yeah, so generally this session of my YouTube channel would be focusing on the diaspora. So I called it the African Corner because here I want to be sharing things that are peculiar, familiar, or directly deals with Africans, and generally connects the African diaspora and the continental Africans. So just generally issues that deals with people that have ancestral linkage to Africa. So both the continental Africans, diaspora Africa, just general. So I want to be sharing concerns. It would range from things around politics to things around security to things around social issues, like everything in general. It would focus on that. I just generally want to share things that we can all relate to, and maybe not we in general, but also things that can just generally connect us. It could also include things like food. I was the last time I what I've been doing lately has been trying out foods from different countries. I tried that of Ghanaians. I had wache. The wache came with spaghetti. It came with something that looks like gari. It came with what's it called? What's that hot sauce? Something shito. Yeah. And then I also tried Jamaican and Caribbean food. I tried the oxtail stew and rice. They were just different things. I tried it. So also on this channel, it's not just maybe about the politics or social issues or just any other thing in general, but the food. So, and I like to eat, so you're going to see a bunch of that. I don't know how the direction of the podcast channel itself would be, but that would also include anything in general that concerns Africans, so African diaspora, continental Africans, whatever. So I'll be making videos on that also. Let's see how it's going to go. Fingers crossed, and let's let's just see how the channel will take direction. I just want the end goal in general is just to have this channel evolve with me as I'm evolving. I shared my journey while doing Erasmus and all of that. Now I'm working, so I want it to also evolve and just evolve with me in general. I don't know, maybe in the future it would phase out the scholarship aspect of it, but at the moment I don't know. And also just generally also sharing my finances. I think I've shared a couple of videos about my finances, investments and all of that. I would also once in a while be sharing that with you guys here, because to be honest, in this abroad, the money is not money. So as much as possible, I try to make my own investment, especially coming from a family that is always investing here, investing there, real estate, this, that. So I think for me too, as a lady that is also starting out life, it's important I also take on the footstep or walk the paths of of my elders, that is my family, from my grandma to dad and all of that. So I think it's also important, and I hold it really dear to my heart. And so these are also things that I would be sharing with you, just generally how I'm trying to become the new Dangote. So anyways, that I would also be sharing. I had initially shared my investment as an Erasmus scholar, the things that I was doing, like S&P 500, investing in S&P 500, investing in FTSE 100 and all of that. So I shared it previously during my Erasmus, but something happened recently which I felt like, damn, I need to take this more seriously and make videos, because I think a lot of people don't know and they're really struggling to understand. And that's because I think, was it last week? I had a colleague who is also Nigerian, and he called me and we had a conversation. But before then, we had an earlier conversation where he was asking me, and he was like, how much do you save at the end of the month? That, he was speaking to other people that we know, and they were like, at the end of the month, they don't save up to £400. And so he was like, because him too, he doesn't save up to that. And he was like, how much do you save at the end of the month? After bills, after everything, how much do you save? And I was like, well. And when I told him how much I saved, he was like, what? I was like, how do I do it? I said, okay, it's a long story. So I talked him through a lot of things. And for him, he is living with family and he's still not able to save up to that amount. And so last week he was looking for houses and trying to move out. And he called me and he said, Jennifer, I want to really understand, how do you do it? Because I'm trying to move out and my rent is almost £1,000, 950 actually, is almost £1,000. And before I eat, pay transport, do this, do that, and all of those things, then how do I still get to save? Like, how? So that moment I laughed, and then I started explaining a bunch of things I do, things I reduce and all of that. And he was still not getting it, and he kind of got it, but it looked like a lot. So that was why I also said I have made videos in the past about investments and all of that, but I think I need to take it seriously. It was an awakening when I had that call with him. I was like, I need to do it. So these are just the things in general why I'm back here, how this channel would be going forward. If you have questions, come to me. If you have comments, just put your comments. If you also maybe have things in general you might want me to talk about, comment section, put it there, comment section. Okay, so that being said, you're going to find the link to join the mentorship program every month. You're going to find it in the description box. Ask me any question, I'll try as much as possible to respond to them. I'm always reading them, and yeah, so let's see how it goes.